Hi, what does the term Nani ka ghar mean to you? I'm sure it conjures up memories of a house which is comfortable and a cozy cocoon of warmth, comfort, and nostalgia. After all, you do get bored of the glitz and glamour of five-star hotels, and you want to go to a place where someone cooks a meal full of a personal touch and warmth. And it is exactly to such a place that I'm headed today. So I'm talking about this remarkable lady called Nalini Sadhu, who, along with her husband Surinder, has created this home-style restaurant called Matamal, where through her food she tells this almost poignant story of the Kashmiri slice of life. Nalini offers a slice of this almost obscure culture that they left behind and offers it with so much of positivity and tranquility to anyone who's game, and she offers it with a smile. So I have with me Nalini Sadhu, who runs this beautiful restaurant called Matamal, which is cozy and comforting, and it literally means Nani ka ghar. So Nalini, could you tell us a little bit about the cuisine that you serve here, and how is it different from the normal Kashmiri we are getting in Delhi in other restaurants?
See, normally people they know about Wazwan and they know about Gustaba and Rista, but this Hindu cuisine is totally different.
Okay.
Actually, it's not come out in open much. Not many people. If they talk about Kashmiri food, they know Rista and Gustaba. But Kashmiri Hindu cuisine is totally different. Like in the sense that we use lots of yogurt and we use lots of song powder for the base and lots of khada masalas, like whole spices.
Alright.
It's more of spicy food. And the chili, they are special. Kashmiri chilies are special. That gives it a good color.
Alright.
What else? Even the cuts are different.
Okay.
The method is different.
And
The
what are
flavor
the
is
meats
different.
which are
Meats.
more popular? Like, of course, Kashmiri pandits are non-vegetarian.
Yes, yes.
So, what are the popular meats?
Popular meats the Rogan Josh is taken from a leg piece.
Okay.
And then the kabarga is from the breast pieces, different cuts for everything.
Alright.
And then there is shoulder mutton, specific cuts for specific dish.
Okay.
It's not random, just you go give me 2 kilos and you can cook any dish. No.
Do you
need
get
to-
good quality ingredients here?
Yes, I get some from Jammu
Okay.
and some from Kashmir, but mostly I try to find the best, whatever is possible.
Okay. So, what is a typical day for you like?
Typical day is waking up to a thought that I have to send the food
Okay.
because I have got the deliveries to be done for that day. I usually get orders a day before,
Okay.
and then I'm thinking, what do I have? What do I have to shop for? And this it typically starts around 10:30.
Alright.
So we start looking into what is in the kitchen, what we are serving for the lunch.
And you personally cook each and every dish?
Yes, I do all the cooking I do in the morning. We finish by 12:30. We are ready.
Wow.
The small things we keep on doing whole day, and whenever I have time, I try to make some pickles. I make Kashmiri burr masala, and I like to dig in whatever is possible.
Great.
And I do filming sometimes. I make chef special someday, and then I put it on Facebook, and then lots of things happening.
Okay.
Meeting
So I
new
believe
people. Yeah.
you were into catering business earlier, and then you thought of starting a restaurant.
That's
So now you balance both. I believe.
Yes, it's like meeting people for lunch and dinner. People come in groups or sometimes just walk in.
Okay.
It's like it is a second step from my home delivery and takeaway. It's the second step where you meet people and talk to them and then meet lots of friends.
Okay.
And like you're serving at home, which is like it's extended part of this restaurant is extended part of my home. It's
Wow.
like a small drawing room. I'm cooking, I'm serving, and it gives me lots of satisfaction.
Great. So I'll just give them a feel of the place. It's actually like sitting in a very comfortable drawing room and having a nice meal with such a charming lady. So tell me that the catering that you do, the takeaways, what is the maximum number you can manage in terms
We have done 400 maximum.
Okay.
We can do any number of. There is no limit to that.
Okay.
But whatever is under my control, I do that. We don't cater. We don't go do catering, but
Okay.
we make main dishes like signature dishes.
takeaways.
Yes, signature dishes every day for every function, and then we send the food across. And we're not involved in catering,
Okay.
just the sending of the
That's
food.
the thing. What I really liked was that the menu even has dishes by kg, and
Yes.
that makes it a very, very reasonable option for if you're planning a party.
That's right.
You can order Rogan Josh by kilos and all the dishes by kilos.
See, if somebody is doing a party and they're keeping different spreads or different steaks, and they put one signature dish of our matamal, and then they buy in large quantities. It's good for us also because then you focus on that dish more.
Yes.
It works both ways.
Okay. And what are your signature dishes? Now we'd like to know.
So every dish is a signature dish, whichever I make. Whatever dish, it doesn't have to be Rogan Josh and Kalia or the main course only. There are small dishes like we make Soot Wangun. Soot is apple,
Yes.
apple and brinjal. It's
Oh,
a rare
wow.
combination.
Yeah.
So this will be my special. I do chef special every day. Today I made muj chetin. Muj chetin is radish,
Okay.
and you grate the radish,
Radish.
and then you just shallow fry it
Okay.
and put other masalas. So it's something different.
So are there more vegetarian dishes in the Pandit cuisine as compared to the Muslim Kashmiri cuisine?
There are lots of vegetarian dishes also. In fact, so many dishes which people even don't know about.
Yes. We just
So-
know kadam. I know kadam and dum
yeah,
aloo.
yeah.
Probably.
So that's everybody knows that. But
and the
there are-
lotus stem.
Yes, and then there are dishes which we eat every day, which is not on the menu nowhere.
Okay.
But I'm doing those also on order because now
Order.
people don't have time to cook at home. So I'm there. I'm doing all that stuff also. If they order a day before, some homely dishes which
Yes.
we eat every day, like there is cabbage and mutton. Nobody does this combination, but
Never
Kashmiris
heard of
eat this.
Okay.
So I make that on order. Like there is rajma and gogje. Gogje is what do you call it? Shalgam.
Okay.
That I make specially. Those kinds of dishes also I make.
There are a lot of dishes where you cook meat with vegetables
Yes,
and Kashmiri
yes, yes.
food, and very
Cook-
interesting combinations.
Yeah, palak and mutton, and even that lotus stem and mutton we cook. Lots of dish. The aloo and mutts we make.
Okay.
Rare combinations which gives it a good twist. You have greens also and you have mutton also.
And nutritious also.
And nutritious.
Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
So we're starting here with the appetizers, and they look really appetizing. This is kabarga and mutton kapti, which is
Boneless
just
mutton.
boneless mutton cubes in tomato and onion saute. And there's some lovely chutneys here, the walnut chutney, and there's the smoothie chutney, and some mint chutney.
Matching our cutlery today because there is nobody to serve, and I am the cook and the chef, and I am serving the
You work really hard. I can see that. But the kitchen looks so spick and span, and this wonderful aroma coming. I'll just enter the kitchen and see what's cooking here at Matamal. So there's this lovely yakni I can see, and there's this dish called musk and some Rogan Josh. A very original kabarga being sizzling here on hot burner, like a sizzler place. Get all the juices flowing and that golden brown color on top.
You can especially mention when last minute your workers not ditch you exactly. Some of them not feeling well. This is what you end up doing. But
But
if
you
you're
don't
taking
mind
I don't mind
excitement.
because I feel like it's my home.
Yeah.
So guest आया तो खिला के तो भेजना है. Somehow. I was scared in the morning. How will I do without somebody who is not there,
Yeah.
who will look after them? But then I said there's no option. I have
Yeah.
to do it. So baby, be at it.
Great. That's
it.
the spirit.
Good.
Okay, so now we have the main course here on the table, and Nalini is going to tell us what a typical main course in Kashmiri cuisine looks like. Wow.
it has to, Rogan Josh has to be there,
Okay.
Mats has to be there, Yakni or Kalia has to be there. So Mujjetin is little off the scene, but today it's my special, chef's special. So yes, it's radish with walnut kernels. You can see there. It's slightly tangy.
And what is the mask made of?
Mats is minced mutton. Minced mutton. And this is haq saag, very important dish of Kashmir. This goes with the fare. Now there are other set of vegetarian dishes which will come a little later.
So we're supposed to mix everything and have it together, or
You can
any
enjoy
sequence?
the taste differently. Have one dish at a time.
With the rice.
Slowly. Yeah. So we'll get a little more saturated and you can start.
Great. Thank you so much.
Other than doing the formality, rest is informal. See, Kashmiris don't as such have any desserts because there was no culture as much as I know and I've read also. Because they used to have early dinner. They would wake up early. The day would start early, but night they would stay early. So and they'll have heavy food after that. There was no dessert. But slowly I've seen when they used to call son-in-laws
Okay.
special occasions like somebody's birthday or something. I've seen my mom making custard with maybe banana in it or some fruits or apples. That was a dessert for me. But as I got married, I saw my mother-in-law making shutta, which is very rich. It's all fried in ghee. All the type of nuts, walnuts. These are chunks of paneer, cottage cheese. This is coconut is there, cashew nut is there, almonds are there. What you call that? Kishmish is there, and then you soak it in chashni. It's very rich, but it's really very tasty. So I've seen my mother-in-law making it on special, rare occasions, and this is where I picked it from her. And then when I started the restaurant, I wanted to do something new other than meetha pulao, which is also kind of a dessert. I wanted to introduce people to something new. So one day, on order, I think I made somebody just went through my menu and they ordered shufta, and that's how I started keeping it in my restaurant also.
And your firni is also different from
Yes.
the normal. I just had a bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the
And, there's
saffron.
lovely khaskhas on top.
Khaskhas on top.
And it's not very sweet.
Yeah. Because I try and keep it little less sweet, which people are generally like.
After such a heavy meal, I don't think one can.
Nobody wants to have too much sweet, and nowadays people avoid eating too much sugary also. It was like kind of an experiment for me. Should I keep more sugar or less? But I noticed that maximum people started liking the less sugar part. So as it is, I'm going with it.
And mostly I've seen in hilly areas, people don't really have a tradition of having dessert. So same goes for Kashmir. You generally end your meal.
Nobody has usually dessert. Kahwa in winters, and in summers maybe an apple or something. There was no need to have any dessert. You know, we were so satisfied with our rice and haq butter, what we call, or, you know, the basic things. And our childhood was different. We used to play so much, and after that meal, and after that fruits, fresh fruits were available. So that's how it goes. So not really dessert
I'm
people.
sure this restaurant is also a way of for you to connect with your roots and what you miss about Kashmir.
That's true. That's true.
Keeping it alive.
That's true. It is because of this reason, mostly because of this reason. The people who have since 90, people are, you know, the young generation, people who were 2-3 years old and left Kashmir. So they have no idea what we used to eat then. And it straight from my heart, I want to tell those people that this is what we used to eat. This is not about burgers and pizzas. This is what we eat. My children, they know because I've been feeding them from the beginning the actual Kashmiri
They're away now, so do they miss the
my
food?
sons are not here. They work, both of them are working. So, but they are used to the Kashmiri khana. They know that hing ka smell unko chahiye, dahi ka smell chahiye unko khane mein. And both of them are good cooks also because they keep on trying because they miss mama's food so much and they have picked up few things from me. And but it's all about khana. Kashmiris live for khana anytime.
Wow.
So
Thank you.
that
so
is
much.
my story.
Lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Who can deny the charm of dining in a place where you get some authentic regional food, and the lady of the house comes and joins you at the table and tells you anecdotes from her childhood as you sip kahwa and stare into a sepia sunset.